It's time for me to get that new Pete, we call it. Well, new to us. Repeat. I don't know what the name is. We haven't really fully decided a name on it. But anyways, with the haul-all trailer, we got all the fertilizer and seed in it. And it's about time for me to get it started, let it warm up, because we're going to put some seed in that pillar drill. So we can get some seed in the ground and see what that thing can do. It's going to be exciting. All right, let's make sure the master's on. Okay, there we go. Master's on. There's a little disconnect right here for the batteries, right next to the exhaust where you can burn yourself. I designed that feature, by the way. I want to take credit for that. So whoever starts the truck, if they get burned, no, it was me. I did that. All right, let's get this thing started. For whatever reason, this B model cat, so it's a 3406B cat motor, I have to get a little bit of throttle to get it to start. Otherwise, I'll just sit there and crank. Instant. I mean, it starts really, really well. Like, really well. Unless you don't put the throttle and give it some oomph.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I think it's time. Let's go put some product in this thing. Figure out how to run all the calibrations. Let's get it to work.
That thing is sweet. Oh, that's a cool looking rig driving down the road or around the block. All right, grab the repeat, the haul trailer. Let's go line up to the conveyor and do what we do best. That's something, I'm sure. What do we do best? We're good at causing problems. There's that. But we do figure them out eventually with lots and lots of help. But we do get them figured out. Oh, that thing is... Looking at it from distance, pretty sweet. I was talking about Nick. And the tractor's pretty sweet too. We got a better position here to make some room for the haul-all and the conveyor as we swing it out. First thing we're gonna do, parking brake set, obviously, in neutral. We're gonna turn on our fan number 1, which is this one. This is a larger spool, so I've got its percentage set to 52%. So tap up on that, engages my fan, set at 52%. You can hear the engine kick down as it boosts the hydraulic fluid through the system. It's a little cold today, so oil's a little thick. But the fan's running. As you can see, I've got 1,785 RPM. Let's kick this up a notch. Something like that right there. All right, as we walk up to our MS 800L, we're gonna take this valve, throw that down like that. Now we're gonna take this valve, put that valve up. Now what that did is it took the oil flow from fan number 1 and now it's directing it to our conveyor. Turn that on, that turns on the wireless remote system, which is right in here. Pull this out, tap it for a second. I think we tap it once. Do we hold it? I think I tap it once. Let's see here. So it's connecting. There we go, okay. So there's cylinder locks right there. See them? I'll press the button. See them extend and contract. That locks your conveyor in place so it doesn't pop off when you're going down the road. Make sure you take those out before you try to lift your conveyor. Unlock it. Lift.
to the max lift. They have it slowed way down just to be safe. They said it was a little jerky when they first came out with the version of this, so they put in some orifices in the system, so that way it doesn't just jerk it around. Just takes its time. That's okay. We're not in a hurry here. So press the out button. If you got 2 fingers, you can do both at the same time. Like, I can try a double A here. Let's try it. I can't quite press both buttons of the hand. All right, we'll do one at a time. Swing this baby out. Let's do the other one. All right, now we can lower the whole unit down a little bit. Let's tilt the conveyor up. Lower down a little more. Okay, I'll grab it here. We swing it out. Buckets are just touching the top hoppers. So now, let's climb up top, fold our ladder down. They've got a strut on there, and it cams over, so it gets right here, then it locks down. Climb up to our soon-to-be hot tub pad. We've got plans for this area here. Here's our beautiful stainless tanks. Pop lids. So these back 2, we're gonna put seed in this back tank. That one and this one, these 2 are both the same tank. So that way you can fill it both. I see I conveniently put the conveyor right in the right spot. I can fix that, don't worry. Wrong way. There we go. Okay. There we go. So we're going to use seed from hopper number 2 on the haul. That's the side draw. It's a 1,580 cubic foot trailer, so we get about 1,300, 1,280 bushels, somewhere in that area. See if he gets it. Nailed it. Beautiful. All right. So the plan is we're going to put seed in this one, fertilizer in this one, and we're going to put seed back in these 2. We're doing a lower rate of fertilizer this year, so that'll last a lot longer. Plus, I don't know if I'm going to pull seed from these tanks quite yet. We're going to use these to put weight on the drawbar on the tractor so we get a little more traction this year, because I'm told we need a little more traction for the type of horsepower this drill's going to take, so we better do that. Now, before we put product in, make sure nothing's touching the tanks. Right now, I just made sure the spout isn't touching, so there's no weight on the tanks other than what's normally there, so we'll zero out the scales. Let's go okay. Scale weight, let's go to 4. 4. See, 4 currently shows 370 pounds. We'll zero that out. Oop, 0. And 1. Okay. All right. So, zeroed out. We're ready to start putting some product in here. There's the fireball. Good to see you. All right, let's do this. Conveyor on. 1 button. Conveyor's rolling. Here goes the product. And now we play the waiting game. We'll fill this one plumb full, then jump over to fertilizer, which we've got in the back 2 tanks of the side draw. So fertilizer, so we'll top this one off nice and full. And we should be getting close to be ready to go.
Now with the haul trailer, we got this remote here, or you can go up here and manually do it. Well, what's nice is with the conveyor, you got 2 remotes, kind of an inconvenience to have 2 remotes in a way, but you can shut down your gates from up there, and you can shut down your conveyor, or you can move your conveyor while the gates are shut, or if you want to, anyways, it's really convenient, so you get the idea. But yeah, this is a stainless steel Ramofa conveyor, and I like it. And this, this is why we want to make sure we get a grate to protect anything in the system. I don't know where that came from. Huh. All right, don't need that. So the quality of the seed is a new variety we're going to try, and just to get new genetics on our farm. But the seed, you can tell it's bleached. It's got a little bit of a, it's not as nice, brilliant golden color. kind of a white color, which means this got a little bit of rain on it before harvest. It's not like it's going to change anything, but the quality of the seed looks pretty decent. They're fairly plump, pretty good size. Too bad all of our seed wasn't like that. Our other seed that we're putting in is a little bit smaller, not quite as plump, but you got to have rain for it to grow. And there's enough moisture in the ground right now that it'll start. We just pray that we get the moisture to keep it going and to help it along when it needs it. So yeah, timing's crucial.
All right, there we go. That's the last of that hopper. This is a new seed variety that we're going to try, so that's as full as we're going to get this because we want to plant that out first. So we can switch to fertilizer now and do these ones. So next time, we'll fill it plumb full. Now there is the option to get these stainless steel grates. That's nice for like fertilizer. You want a less thick catch stuff like that. You don't want to go through your system. So this tank does have that. So as I was saying, you can take the grate, drop it in the side, or whatever hopper you're filling, and then that'll catch the trunks. Because this one's gonna be fertilizer, so it could be chunks. Cheap this year, we're just doing straight urea again. That's about the only thing our ground is lacking at the moment. We've got lots of phos because we haven't really been using it for our droughts the last few years, so we're not putting a heavy dose of urea on because we don't need a lot of nitrogen. It's probably enough, honestly, for what we've got, but just to be safe, we'll put a little bit on for a starter. This stuff's expensive right now. That's gold. White gold. So we got tank 4, tank 3, and tank 2 full. Tank 1 right here, it's not a big one. It's like your canola oilseed tank. We're just gonna leave, or hopper I should say, tank hopper. We're gonna leave it empty for now. We'll see how much weight we need on this bud. If it starts really slipping, if we think we need more weight, we can put on there. Because this is a 60 bushel capacity, 120 bushel, 260 bushel. This is like a 350. So combine all those up, you get around 800 bushels. So we got quite a bit of weight right here sitting on the tongue of the tractor, so that'll help quite a bit. Turn your conveyor off. Don't forget, fold your ladder up. And then when you're ready, flip these up, fold that down, start your fan, and your cart's ready to roll in the field. Let's wing this thing out here. So this is a little bit interesting how this thing comes together. It's different than anything I've ever used on the farm. Engineers, it just blows your mind what they were able to come up with. Terry Frigstad, you guys might be aware of him. He's kind of a hero in the agriculture world, at least for big air drills, cultivators. Flexicoil, Frigstad, every company out there has ties to Terry. Someday I hope to meet him. It actually might even happen this year, but he's an old gentleman, but man, that guy's got a mind, and he is able to think how these frames twist and turn and torque and how they fold and wing, and he's got his hand in almost all of them. So this one does have some of Terry's genius in it, minus the dog. Hi, Howie. You're looking like you're in trouble. You're a good boy. You just shouldn't be under there. So, what's going to happen here, these massive cylinders down here, which are gigantic, when I'm ready, we're going to wing this out on either side, and then I'll drop the subframes. These are called the subframes, and these are called I think the disc line, or whatever they call it. Line disc. The row unit. So subframe drops down, each individual row unit hangs, and then I can raise and lower it. And then there's a cam that locks back in here that pins it all out, so that way we don't flex while we're in the field. And while it's doing this is pretty cool too how this frame can do it. It's hinged right there, and this roller can roll up and down inside of this ramp here. So when you're going down the road or going through ditches and these frames dip down into potholes and whatnot, it goes up and down, side to side. It's just, I don't know. It's amazing. You know what? Let's just watch it. All right, well, before we get started, there was one last thing that I forgot to add. That's flags. Yeah, we got a few of them on here today. I'm gonna talk about them. So we got Ready, sponsoring the metering systems. Been a big help. Those guys have been awesome. Part of this whole deal. Of course, we got Old Glory. Old Glory's just beautiful. It's just not right to fly out without Old Glory. And then we've got Canadian flag representing our Canadian neighbors. For those that don't know, little history here. This farm has used Canadian implements. That's plows, shovel plows, chisel plows, air drills, everything. And they're all designed and made in Canada. Without those guys up there, I don't know what we'd be using. You've got Frigstad, Flex Coil, Case IH, New Holland, Bargo, Pillar. There's so many, Valderslad, Seedhawk, Seedmaster, pretty much everything that has an air system for air drills up in Canada is Canadian originated. So I just want to thank my Canadian neighbors for good designs. You help us get some product in the ground here. So we're gonna fly your flag today. So we appreciate it. And plus, Canadian farmers, American farmers, we're all like the same. We deal with the same problems. We have the same joys. Whoa. Walk into tires when we're walking backwards. Maybe that's just an American thing. I don't know. And then, of course, we have the Pillar flag representing this beauty of a machine. So let's get in the field. Let's do it. Now, before we get actually seating, I know, there's a couple steps to this. You got to calibrate the drill. Let's quickly do that. It's really fast, so let's show you. First thing, grab the bag. Give the bag a gentle toss under the drill. Hope the wind doesn't blow it away. Step 2, find your scale. And a great place to hang it from, which would be, we had a place right here. Oh yeah, beautiful. And money, money, money. Step 3, pop the stainless steel latches on the double chute diverter, whatever you call it. Hold them aside. Pull this baby down. This thing's kind of cool looking. This directs the flow from either the upper of the double chute system or the lower, primary and secondary. Then take your bag, put it underneath your meter. Nice and snug so it doesn't fall off. Make sure your fan's in the off position. You don't need it running when you're doing this. But the fan and meters is on. And make sure your fan 1 remote is turned on so fluid's flowing. Walk over to your screen here. Let's wake it up. Go to rate calibration. Okay, we need product 4 because that's tank 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Hit calibrate. Press OK. Next. Now, one thing we want to do is we want to prime it. So if we touch the prime button, let me put the camera over here, you'll see it turn, you'll do a couple revolutions, that just fills the meter full of product. Take the bag off, dump out the product that just came out, so now you know your meters are full. Install your bag again, go back to your screen here and hit start. And now, it's doing a timed run counting revolutions of the meter. It's putting product in the bag, and when the timer runs out, it'll know exactly how many turns it took to put that product in there. I take the bag, I put it on the scale, I weigh it, input the weight into the meter, discounting or subtracting the weight of the bag too, and from there it'll figure out how much weight did it put on per revolutions. So now it's saying enter your weight. So let's go get the bag, take your scale, zero it out, press the 0 button to make sure it shows all zeros, hook it on. Our goal is to get 19 pounds of product. That's what we want. So it says 19.8 pounds. Now, the bag weighs just over a pound, 1.1 pounds. So we'll subtract that from this. Let's just say, what, 18.7? So 18.7 is the number that we'll put in here. So go over, 18.7 pounds. Next, there we go. So I ran the calibration. This is the new cal number. That was the old number. So now we are good to go. It's advised to do that 1 or 2 times per tank, per hopper. Do that for your fertilizer, do that for everything you're running. And you should be good for quite a while. Every now and then it's not a bad idea to check it. You can do a rolling calibration too, where you plant seed so many acres, and then the scales on the tanks, which this has scales, as you can see here. Let's X that out of this. Let's go to scales. So if we go to product 4, we've got 13,040 pounds on that rear hopper, minus the 18 pounds we just took out of it. So that will then subtract by how many acres you go, and then the computer will figure out what you're putting on, and it can adjust it accordingly. But the good old scale bag trick, pretty tried and true. It's best to do that first. All right, so we have fan 1 running. Let's turn on fan 2. This is a smaller spool, so we've got that set at 81%. That's a larger spool, so there's bigger oil flow through that spool, so that's only 52%. Running about 1,200 PSI on our hydraulics. We'll throttle our back here. So I'm gonna be in 2nd gear. That's our pull-in gear. Parking brake off. And the beast starts moving. We're getting on our line here. I've already set my AB line, that's my guidance line. I'll lock the tractor, and I got a foot pedal down there, just engaged it. The tractor's now locking on the auto steer, so it's gonna go straight on this line right here. Fans are running 3,500 each, that's great. So now I'm gonna take my toolbar, I'm gonna press down, I'm gonna press my command button down here, and that's gonna lock it into downforce and down pressure. I'm gonna do it for both cylinder 1, or valve 1 and valve 2. That's gonna do leveling and downforce. So down, click, down, click. There we go. So those two are locked in. So now the toolbar is going to go down, and not only is it going to level back and forth, side to side. Turn my product on, which is this switch right here. Product's starting to go out. We'll check our J Hossie. That's our blockage system here. See it starting to show green? That says it's seeing product. They should all level out to be halfway across the board. Now granted, I don't have it in 2nd gear yet. We're going 3.5 miles an hour. Go back to our pillar screen. So currently we're putting on 65 pounds an acre of seed, 50 pounds an acre of fertilizer. So not a lot. We're going light this year. Light because we're not expecting good rain. And if you can see how dusty it is, it's a little dry. Okay, we're moving. That's good. All right, so far, so good. Let's keep an eye on stuff for a second here. So this SF7112 requires 4 remotes working at all times. 2 for your fans. Remotes are the hydraulic valves, for those that don't know. And then 2 for leveling and downforce. Leveling is front and back. Leveling is side to side. And downforce, which really is an individual run downforce, but it's downforce of each individual subframe. And so that helps keep them level this way, forward and back. So that way the whole unit just glides across the field. It's pretty amazing how it does it. There's a whole bunch of sensors and hydraulics on the drill side, and it just determines where it's at, what needs more pressure, what needs less pressure. So let's look across our tractor here. Front diff, that's the front axle under my feet up here. Rear differential, that's in the back axle. These are my temperatures, by the way. Chain case, that's that big chain we put in the center divider box, taking the power from the transmission down to the axles. Transmission temperature, as you can see, we're just about to hit 150 degrees. Transmission pressure, hovering around 200 PSI. Transmission lube, that's lube pressure. This is just fluid that lubricates the inside of the transmission. That's about 24 PSI. Hydraulic temperature hasn't even showed a reading yet. Air pressure is 110, 115. Volts are a little over 14 volts. Hour meter quit working. We're gonna fix that. It's barely got even an hour on it. Boost is hovering around 11 PSI at the moment. Water temperature hovering around 180 degrees. EGT gauge quit working. Something unhooked. We'll figure it out. Oil pressure is hovering at 70. That's great. Oil temperature is about 140. RPM is about 1900 RPM. And we're only going 3.9 miles an hour because I have it in 1st gear again. Let's go to 2nd. To get to this Andersen to shift, it's kind of like a car. You gotta throttle it up until it gets a high enough RPM, and then it'll shift up. So we're doing a hill. Let's see if it'll do it. All right, there, we're 2nd gear. She's snorting. 28 pounds of boost. We'll pull the throttle back a little bit. Right to about 1900 is where I like to keep it.
right there. All right, so we're pulling 4.7, 4.9 up this hill. Our tires are spinning a little bit, I think, which I kind of wondered what happened. We'll see how fast we go down the hill. That'll tell us what our slip is. I can tell already this drill pulls hard, harder than our other ones. There's a lot going on back there. When I show you the furrows, it's moving a lot of dirt. It's doing a lot of cool stuff too, but it's not your traditional disc. It's kind of like a disco. It does a little bit of both worlds. All right, so we're cresting the top. Now we're going downhill. Doesn't look like a bunch of hill on the screen, I know. So we're upwards of 5.8, 5.9 miles, so a mile an hour, 6.2. So pulling that hill, we were about 17, 18% slip, which is pretty high. On flat ground, we'll see how that does. 6.2. So we're just cruising down the hill still. Cart's rolling down. This unit's heavy. Fully loaded, you got about 150,000 pounds behind the tractor, not including tractor weight. Our hydraulic pressure is hovering around 3,000 PSI, because that's with the downforce set. So we're doing 5.9 miles an hour. We can throttle this back a little bit. We're going a little fast. There. Let's do 5.4, 5.5. There we go. I like that. 5.5 miles an hour at 1900, and we are a dusty mess at the moment. As many of you notice, we have a monitor up here. Typically this is our blockage monitor, but it's not today. This is the Ag Vision monitor. It's the highest definition ag monitor on the market right now. We've got 4 cameras. These 2 are the same. It's just using up space on the screen. So we got a rear toolbar cam. That's just the center. Nice to know, because that right there is a locking point of the drill when it locks up for field mode. It's good to be able to see that. Tank 4 is our primary seed tank, so we're looking at seed here. Tank 3 is fertilizer, looking at fertilizer there. Tank 2, we've got seed in it, but we're just using that for weight at the moment. Our canola tank's empty. So that's pretty cool. I can flip between the screens if I want them individual. But for now, I think I just turned it off. On button. Here we go. For now, I could leave it on that one. That's a good one. Yeah, I'll just leave it on that one. That's a good one. All right. So anyways, Ag Vision is a sponsor of this, the whole setup. So thank you, Ag Vision, for being a part of this. Been great so far. I've been using that camera quite a bit. I think I've noticed about this tractor, it's definitely not lacking on horsepower. That tachometer, it doesn't move. Just barely. Maybe 50 RPM. I'm pulling a hill right now. I've dropped about half a mile an hour going up this hill, but it doesn't pull the engine down. Boost does go up a little bit. I saw it hit up to about 27 per second there, but about 23 PSI at the moment. We're down to 4.7. So, I mean, the tractor is definitely slipping. That's what's going on there. Got plenty of power. I'm not full throttle. I could be full throttle. Once you have full throttle on this hill, let's do it. There's full throttle. We'll bring her back down. So yeah, 700 horsepower, it definitely shows. It's got the ponies. It's just tractor needs a little more weight. You can tell. Got about 52,000 pounds full of fluid. Then you got about 8,000 to 9,000 pounds of drawbar weight from the cart there. So we're getting close to that 60,000 pounds, but we really need another 5,000 to 6,000 pounds to really get the traction to the ground. The other thing that's going on this year is our ground is really soft. I don't know, it's just the way the winter went. We didn't have any good, really hard snows. Didn't flash, melt off, and then get warm and cook the surface. It's just been a really windy, gradual winter, very mild, and it led to a very soft. I can just take my hand and just grab a handful of soil. I usually can't do that this time of year. Usually it's firm. You know, you can get down there, but it's firm. It's like powdery soft. So, a combination of that, these tires are just not getting the traction they probably should. Is it a bad thing? It's not as efficient. Easier on the drivetrain. Maybe not as easy on the rubber. That's okay. We'll see how it goes. Got a lot of season ahead of us, so let's keep rolling. Now, I didn't pull this all the way out of the ground. Let's take a look here. So this is a cleaning wheel. All that does is clean your disc. This is your finishing packer. It has a better name for that, but here's the ridge that goes in your fertilizer trough, and there's your seed bed right there. So that goes to the top, and then your double chute comes down, runs into kind of the hoe, the blade here, and it comes out right below right there. That would be your seed, and then the fertilizer is right up here. So the fertilizer comes down there, lands that, seed over here. See how that works? So if you look at from an angle like this disc is cutting, but this carbide right here
is pushing the soil away for a second while it's cutting, and then it falls back in and then gets pressed over by the wheel. Pretty cool. And each one of these can follow and contour to the ground. Each subframe has the ability to move up and down and around. And then the whole drill levels itself as it goes. So you conform really well. When I get to some fields that have some variance, not as nice and smooth like this, I'll show that when it's in action. You can see one improvement we need to do to this tractor is this ram mount. It's the big one, the fatty. It's huge, but it still just cannot stop vibrating this heavy monitor. The 700 plus got some weight to it. It's got a long arm sticking out there. So I think we're going to have to fabricate a solid metal mount all the way up to just a ram ball, then have this attached directly to it. I think that'll eliminate that shake. It's kind of hard on the eyes staring at it. It's just lightly vibrating and you're looking at it. Eyes don't like it after a while. But depends what you're driving. If you're driving on old tire tracks, the tractor shakes. If you're driving on nice furrows that haven't been driven on, it's not bad. A little different having me in the air drill this year. Usually I'm in the sprayer ahead of these guys, and I figured being a warm winter we'd have a lot of growth out here of weeds. There's nothing there. Dry year last year, and the dry winter and this dry spring. I just don't see anything. Yeah, I'm sure there could be a couple plants here and there, but it's not worth running a sprayer over at this point. So that saves an operation right now. I'm sure there'll be some spots we might find some growth, maybe later in the season, and we'll let's come and spray that after, or I'll get sprayer around and do it before. It's kind of nice to run an air drill instead of a sprayer. Head to the next field, and I spotted something. You see something in the field, don't just rule it out. Keep staring at it. When you get closer, you might be able to tell if it's something worth stopping for. I think this one is. I kept it out of my main tire tracks. Oh, I'm on top of it. Here we are. Look at that. That right there has got some parts on it I still can use. That's off our hoe drill. A nice boot on there. That point's pretty toast, but whatever. Get it out of the field.
So I was just looking at the pillar drill, and then I looked down and found something really cool. What is that? Hey, get off that right there. Huh. The one thing that this disc drill does not do is in our hoe drill, we get these wrapped around the shanks. And we find luck every day in our fields because we have a bunch of these around here. The discs, I don't think they'll catch them like the hoe. But it's okay. I'm here. I got it. I found it. It's my lucky day, I hope. Maybe it's Nick's. He stepped on it though. Does that cancel out the luck? It might.
How do you say you need moisture without saying you need moisture? Look at that. She's dusty. Dusty. Oh, we could use some good rain. I hope it comes. El Nino is saying otherwise. Super El Nino. We don't need you. Go away. Well, according to my scales here, I've got 4,400 pounds roughly of product. Oh, let's go back to that one. So 4,400 pounds of seed left, and that's a certified seed, new variety we're putting down of spring wheat, hard red spring wheat, and that'll only get me at 65 pounds an acre, roughly a little over 60 some acres. So there's a 40 acre field about a mile from here. I'm probably gonna do that one, and then whatever's left over, we'll see what we got. Maybe seed it out another place, and then mix some regular seed with it. But it is getting later. It's 9 o'clock. Sun's starting to go down. I'm gonna have to fold this drill up twice to get over there. Get there, fold it, and then fold it back up again to get back. I haven't done that a lot of times yet, so I still would like some daylight. So I might shut down tonight, and then I'll do that when it's light tomorrow. Plus there's a chance of rain tonight, so we'll see if we get a little dribble. It might delay us in the morning. But with that, I'm right back at the farmyard, so let's roll in. Shut her down. I see Dad coming right down the horizon over there. He's running back too. His blockage system's having problems, so it's a power wiring issue, so he's gonna figure that out. But it's getting dark anyways, so we'll get that all done. Oh, I see the refresh rate on this screen's, oh, there it timed out. Oh, no. That hurts. I got my camera set at 30 frames a second, and I can see it flicker every now and then. Okay. Anyways, enough sidetracking. Let's shut it down. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll pick this up tomorrow. I gotta make a quick trip to a hydraulic shop, get a different spool for one of the valves because it's still a motor spool, and there's a whole other set of problems. But yeah, God bless, guys. See you next one. Take care.